The battle for Australia was the first and only time in history that the Australian population believed they were under direct threat of invasion by a foreign power. Darwin and other northern towns were bombed. Sydney had enemy submarines in its harbour, along its coastline, and both it and Newcastle were shelled. There was a very real sense that the war would stretch into the homeland. Most of the Australian 8th Division had been sent to Singapore to strengthen the British garrison there as the Japanese attacked by land and sea. On the 8th of December, Malaya was invaded, and following the short but bloody campaign, virtually all of the 8th Division was captured. But on the 15th of February 1942, Singapore fell. The Japanese took more than 15,000 Australians prisoner. Prime Minister John Curtin famously stated, "The fall of Singapore opens the battle for Australia." Northern Australia was considered vulnerable to Japanese attack. By early 1942, Darwin was being used as a military base and naval port for forces being sent to Timor and Ambon. While there were about 15,000 Allied military personnel in Darwin, the civilian population was about 2,000, as many had been evacuated. At 8:45 a.m. on the morning of February 19th, 1942, 188 Japanese planes took off from aircraft carriers. These were the same planes, aircrews and leaders that attacked Pearl Harbor, but this time their target was Darwin. In about an hour, Japanese planes had sunk 8 Allied ships, strafed Air Force and civilian airfields and hospitals, shot down 10 planes and killed over 240 civilian and military personnel. This would not be the last attack on Darwin. Over the next 2 years, Darwin would be bombed 64 more times, though the Allies never again suffered the horrendous losses of February 19th. Darwin had learned the hard way. But Darwin was not the only northern target. On the 3rd of March 1942, 2 weeks after the first attack on Darwin, at least 88 people were killed when the small town of Broome was attacked. Japanese flying boats hit areas around Townsville 3 times in July, and on the night of the 30th, a single bomb was dropped on Cairns. The Japanese kept up aerial raids all along the north coast during the rest of 1942 and into 1943. All this had a dramatic effect on the Australian population. We were all now under direct threat. The battle for Australia had well and truly begun.
Well, good day everyone, it's NQ Explorers again. Today we're just a little bushwalk today. There's no metal detecting in this video. We're going to explore an old World War II Royal Australian Air Force radar site on a hill in the middle of Cape York. The owner's kindly given us permission to walk in. He doesn't want anything disturbed, so there's no metal detecting, but that's fine. We'll have a look around and make a little video of what we can see up here and what we can discover. So hope you enjoy our little bushwalk today, and we'll go and have a look up there. Okay, we're about 2/3 of the way up R.A.A.F Hill now, and here's the first evidence of some World War II activity. It's a anti-aircraft machine gun emplacement. There's a mount there for a 50 cal machine gun, and this area in here is a bit of a concrete slab and a little ammunition storage area. So this would have been manned. This is on the southern side of the radar dish area. There's a 50 cal mount. Yeah. It would have been a bit of a job to dig all this out, but up on top of the hill they did it. Well, we're going to head up that way, up towards the radar dish. We're about 2/3 of the way up. Well, this is the view and the field of fire from the southern 50 cal anti-aircraft position. Big country out here, and plenty of clear skies too, so you wouldn't have any trouble picking your targets. Fortunately, there never were any targets. Okay, we'll move on up to the main radar dish. Look at this big wedge-tailed eagle up on top of the hill. That's Australia's largest bird. He might like the look of us for a bit of an afternoon feed. Okay, well here's the ruins of the radar tower. The dish is gone off the top of it, and the tower's collapsed. Perhaps bushfire came through and weakened the steel and the legs. You can see there's a bit of traversing mechanism down there in the bush. I'll show you there. But this is all the mechanism for the radar. Traversing mechanism there, and the main tower. And there's another bit of mechanism down here. Looks like another gear for the traversing of the dish. And this is the view out to the east. You can see it's a great spot for a radar. It's pretty clear shot in all directions. And out there, that's the McBride volcanic province. There's a lot of old extinct volcanoes out in that area, and this whole area is all volcanic lava flow. But I'll go up on the top of the hill and have a look at the command. Okay, we're on the very top of the hill now. This is the northern 50 cal anti-aircraft position. A bit more substantial than the other one. They've put a concrete traversing ring here, or some sort of arrangement for the operators. There's the ammunition bunker, which is unfortunately all collapsed. And that's the view to the east and then around to the north. That's the direction the Jap bombers would have come from. That's the way they were looking. Okay, we'll have a look around the and find the radar hut and the rest of the command. Okay, here's another view of the collapsed radar tower from the command and the northern 50 cal position. We're looking over to the south now and out into the distance. The main highway's down there, and there's the railway line runs through here, so most of the stuff came in by rail. And if you're wondering how all this equipment got up here on top of this hill, they constructed a flying fox, and it all came up on cables. So the cement for the positions and all the steel parts, and then it was assembled up on top of the hill. How's this for a homemade gun pit? I just put the water bottle there to give you an idea of scale. Be a little rifle pit on the eastern side, defensive perimeter. But what a view! I don't think you get tired of that. Yeah, you might after 3 years. But and you can see there's a perimeter fence here, barbed wire. It's about a 6-strand barbed wire perimeter fence used to run around here. See the barbed wire laying down there, and these posts all around the edges. Tell you what, it's a job of work putting this place together. There you go, little rifle pit there. It's even got a little seat to sit on. Well, here's the remains of the radar perimeter fence. Just a couple of old ironbark posts, or more than a couple. I don't know those fellas. Oh, it's set in concrete on the rock there, and half a dozen strands of barbed wire there, just in case they got attacked from below. And to the north, like I said, that's the way the radar's looking. New Guinea, which isn't that far off. It's about 600 kilometres in New Guinea. So they're well within range of the Japanese bombers. This was all put in place after Darwin was attacked in '42. So this is the main. If the Japanese were going to come down to Australia, this is the way they were going to come, down the middle of the Cape, and that's right where we are now. So this was the early warning system. Okay, I'll just show you one of these 50 cal mounts. This one doesn't operate like the other one, but it's interesting. The gun itself must have been on some sort of tube mount that went down the post, and it was locked in place by pulling this handle, and that pin went straight in to lock it onto the mount. So this one's she's frozen. We can't move it. One up on top of the hill on the northern end worked. And that's the 50 cal. Well, this area here is the camp area where the main Air Force camp was. It's been heavily disturbed, unfortunately, by modern activity. Bit of a quarry over to the right there, and but this is where the encampment was. About 80 men here, and there's not much evidence of it anymore. There's a couple of little broken pieces of concrete and that sort of thing, but this is the main area for the servicing the radar station. Well, this is the most substantial bit of remains that were found in the camp area. First I wondered what it was, but I soon found out when I walked up here. It's the old toilet and shower block. This is the toilet pit. That's good to look at, isn't it? You can see where there's an old thunderbox long drop toilet. You can see 2 semicircular holes in that bit of concrete that's collapsed into it. So this would have been a little shower block area and toilet area, and I imagine it would have been a tent camp out in there. Well, we're just heading back down off the side of R.A.A.F Hill through the bush to the car. And that was our little bushwalk up R.A.A.F Hill. Hope you enjoyed that little walk, and thanks for watching, and happy hunting everyone.